The emotional climax of the Star Wars Rebels episode A World Between Worlds was Ezra's decision to let Kanan go. He watched the death of his master again, and Ahsoka convinced him to honor his sacrifice rather than change history for selfish reasons. But I'm not convinced Ezra actually had the chance to save Kanan to begin with. I actually think the entire situation was a trap set up by Emperor Palpatine to capture Ezra, and today I'm going to explain why. I've already mentioned this in my review of the episode, but I thought it was worth diving into a little more in depth because I think it's really cool. First of all, the rules of the World Between Worlds, as I currently understand them, are that an individual cannot affect events that have already happened. Basically, I'm saying that we already knew Ezra wouldn't reach into the portal to pull Kanan out, because we didn't see Ezra do that in the previous episodes. It seems to me that any event we have seen happen, there's no altering it. For example, there is no alternate timeline where Vader kills Ahsoka. There is only the timeline where Ezra saves her. I'm just basing that on what we've seen, but I would say there is wiggle room for that to change down the line. But Ezra just set foot in this place. He has no idea how it works or what's going on, and I think Palpatine wants to use that against him. We know the Emperor knows about both Ezra and Kanan, and he knows that Kanan died. So I think he set up an illusion to tempt Ezra. If he had reached through to try to save his master, I think he would have either pulled the Emperor through instead, or he would have been captured and eventually forced to help the Emperor gain access to the World Between Worlds at some point in the future. I think there are multiple pieces of evidence pointing towards the vision of Kanan being an illusion. First, the portal itself has some Sith iconography above it. The Lothal portal has wolves around it, the Malachor portal resembles the Sith holocron or the temple, and I think the portal where Ezra sees Kanan is another link to a Sith-related location, most likely the shrine beneath the Imperial Palace. Only moments after Ezra resists the temptation to save Kanan, the vision fades and Palpatine takes its place. He's got the cauldron with the blue flames that we've already seen him use in Season 6 of the Clone Wars. In fact, he used it to make illusions against Yoda. Also, tempting impressionable young Jedi minds with the salvation of those close to them seems to be the Emperor's thing. He used it against Anakin, and now he's using it against Ezra. It makes a lot more sense to me that a portal in the World Between Worlds would lead to another nexus in the Force instead of some random spot on top of a fuel pod where Kanan happened to die. But I'll say again that we don't know much about this place, and it's possible there could be infinite portals leading to infinite locations. I do want to mention that just because I think the vision of Kanan was an illusion and Ezra never truly had the chance to save him, it doesn't make the lesson he learned any less significant. What's important is that Ezra fully believed he could save Kanan, but he chose not to, and understood why he shouldn't. Just because something isn't technically real doesn't mean you can't learn from it. This was just something that dawned on me while I was writing my initial review of the episode, and I really fell in love with it. I like that it's ambiguous whether or not that was Palpatine pulling strings, and that it's left up to interpretation. So, what do you guys think? Was Kanan a trap set up by Palpatine, or did Ezra really have a chance to save him? Let me know in the comments. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out my Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.